Hello, I'm King 5 sports producer Brianna Vasquez. The Seattle Storm's roster this season is full of veteran experience. Today at Media Day, some of the players called it the best roster they've been a part of. The team is currently without #1 draft pick Dominique Malonga, but in the meantime, the team is getting ready for their first preseason game. Here's what the players and Coach Noel Quinn had to say to the media today.
You could talk about your role, just of coming to this team as a 19-year-old and then now sort of being, like this all defensive type of a player.
Yeah, I think it still feels kind of weird that I'm the longest tenured player here, and that I am going into my 6th year, but I think with that comes obviously experience, and in terms of role, I think Noe and the team hoping to get a little bit more leadership out of me, and it's been nice to watch the first couple of days of practice and just kind of observe, I guess, and I think that's more so the leader I am. I'm not always going to be the loudest one in the room or on the court, but just kind of a lead by example, kind of observe, get to know my teammates, and kind of see how I can get the best out of them. And in terms of role, just I think, be consistent, be someone that my teammates can rely on, just be the best player I can be, and yeah.
I think you has a question next. Roberta?
Hi, Azzy, congrats on winning the championship overseas. Last season, when we were talking about All-Star Game, you did say that you had, as one of your goals coming into the season, to be an All-Star. Entering this season, what would you say are your 3 top goals?
I think for sure one is consistency. Like I said, just kind of being someone my teammates can rely on. Definitely continue to grow defensively and being that defensive anchor for the team. And yeah, just be like an all-round offensive, defensive player. But yeah, honestly, just put in work and be the best player I can be.
Any individual accolades?
No, not right now.
Who else has a question? Maz, and then we'll go down to Ariel.
Sorry, you want to go?
Hey, Izzy, you said that Noe's challenging you to be a bit more of a leader this year. With that in mind, how do you feel like you could be a leader to Dom coming over? Obviously, pretty similar situation coming over as a 19-year-old from overseas.
Yeah, I think, obviously it's, I guess, a little scary coming over as a 19-year-old to a different country completely. But I think with both of us, we had professional experience. So she's, not new to becoming a professional, which I think is going to help her a lot. She's, an Olympian. She's playing in the French league at the moment. And so I think just being able to relate to her with that telling her how the transition period for me was. But I think at the same time we have, such great people on the team in Neca and Lee as well, so we can kind of all share our experiences with her. But just make the transition as easy for her as possible. Yeah.
You talked about just being consistent, leader. I'm wondering, and defensively, offensive-wise, was there anything that you're looking to step into?
Yeah, I think for a lot of my career, just being able to play off the perimeter a lot more. I think last year my shooting percentage wasn't as great as the year prior, and so just being able to work on that kind of spread the floor offensively for us as well. But just, Pokey always says to me, an aggressive Ezzy is a dominant Ezzy, and I think just looking to be aggressive offensively, I think that's what my teammates, what the coaches need from me, and so just, being the player I am, offensively, defensively, but yeah, just being more aggressive.
Ezzy is, I don't know if it was going to be that loud, sorry.
Okay.
Obviously, there's been some change in turnover this season, but at the same time, there's a core of this team in place, yourself, Sky, Neckett, other players as well. What does it mean for you guys to be here and kind of carry this team forward in that regard?
Yeah, I think it feels really good. I got back a couple of days ago and I just noticed the energy straight away and just how good it feels. And obviously, seeing familiar faces around helps. Just building that relationship with Neca and Sky last year, and obviously playing with Gabby for a few years too. So I think just being able to have the core that we have, the leadership, the experience that we have kind of and just be able to kind of transfer that to everyone else. But in saying that, we have vets in Erica and Lexi, so I think just being able to share that, but obviously when the core and when a foundation is at an organisation, it kind of helps with that chemistry process.
As usually you don't have Gabby Williams here this early, you just mentioned her, so what is it like to have her at the start of training camp?
It feels great. I think, we spoke about it. Obviously, we saw each other in Europe, and so... Sorry. So it was kind of nice to just say, like, we're going to see each other soon. I think although she hasn't been here at the start of the season, whenever she comes, her impact is immediate, and so it's kind of nice to be able to have that at the start of the season. She's an incredible player. I'm glad that I'm able to play with her now instead of against her in the off season. But yeah, it's going to be really important for the team. But yeah, it's nice to have her here.
Hi, Izzy. Coming new over here to Seattle, being 19, what are some of the tourist places that you actually enjoyed while being off the court?
Sorry, can you say that again? Sorry.
Yeah, traveling to Seattle at 19, new to the city.
Yeah.
What are some spots you like off the court to travel?
Well, when I was 19, I came here for a day, so I was drafted in 2019, but didn't come over till 2020. So I visited Seattle for a day, and the first things that I wanted to see were definitely the Space Needle, the market, Pike Place Market, like doing all the touristy things. I think now there's a lot to see. I think, the nature in Seattle is really nice. So when we have off days, just being able to sit outside, you can kind of find a nice place anywhere. I'm a foodie, I love food as well. So just finding new food spots. But yeah, I'd say definitely the big touristy spots, hanging out by the Space Needle or by the market.
All right, Kevin, and then we'll go to Zoom.
Ezzy, what did you take from winning the EuroLeague championship and that experience? And was there any good major trash talk with Gabby going up against it?
No, definitely not. I don't think. Well, I know I'm not a trash talker. I don't think Gabby is. Well, not to me anyway. But it felt really special. I think obviously our team weren't the favourites to win, and we had to beat Schio, the Italian team, first, and then kind of play against Fenner, which I guess were the team to beat. And so coming in as the underdogs was nice. You don't really have anything to lose, but I think just being able to play together, and I know a lot of the girls on my team had been there for 6-7 years and kind of been in a lot of EuroLeague finals and fallen short each time. So to be able to bring that and share that with them was really special to me. Just being able to share the emotion and what they went through, what we went through this season. But yeah, it's nice to say that we won a EuroLeague championship despite all odds, and it wasn't the easiest route, but it feels pretty good.
All right, then we've got one question from Zoom, Bella Munson with the next. Having come into the league at a very young age along with Dom, what are some of the things that you're going to be advising her on, and what does that relationship look like?
Yeah, I think I was very fortunate in my rookie year to have just so many people that knew the game, but also just great people first. So I think it makes a difference having good people and players at the same time. And so everyone was just helping me learn, whether it was, Stewie, Crystal Langhorn, and Sue as well. So it's just kind of nice to have all those different touch points. So I think with Dom, just advising her to take everything all in, be a sponge. And I think, we've done a great job, and the organisation has done a great job of recruiting great people first. And so everyone, seems very approachable, that they want to help each other and I can't think of the word, just make each other better. And so I don't think she's going to have a hard time of just building connections with us.
All right, one more from Zoom. We've got Christian Braswell from Circling Seattle Sports. In the second year of your pairing with NECA in the paint, what did you learn about your game, and how do you complement each other?
Yeah, NECA is such an incredible player. I think I learned a lot from her offensively, defensively, just how she reads the game, how she makes the right plays and moves away from the ball as well. So I think just, playing with her, obviously kind of reading her, but also, you know, when she's not on the floor, just kind of mimicking what she does. And I think she does everything, you know, aggressively with confidence. She sees things that, you know, I don't usually see, and so I think just kind of picking her brain a little bit. But also, I think we complement each other quite well, so just continuing to build that chemistry on the floor. You know, we've built a great relationship off the court as well, so I think it's transferring well on the court too.
A new year, a lot of new beginnings here. Just what's the excitement to, I know it's the cliche question, but what is the excitement to get this new season going, the new stars, but also ones you're familiar with as well?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's building off of last year. You know, personally, I made a career change, and this is my second year now in Seattle, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm glad that I'm able to come back and to continue to make this my new home and play with players that I want to play with, you know, namely Sky, Gabby, Ezzy. Of course, we have a lot of returners. We have a lot of new faces. But for me, it's a reunion of sorts as well, because a lot of the people that we acquired in free agency I've already played with. So it's kind of great to be reunited with old teammates in a new organization that has this championship legacy and quality about it, and we want to be able to continue to uphold that. Mm-hmm.
Hi, Nick. Last season, coming in June, the Storm, both you and Skylar told us that you were learning, that you were trying to add to the team. This season, both you and Skylar, already haven't been on the team. Do you think that this season your Claymore is already in a team leader role? That's my first question. Mm-hmm. And my second is, how much did Noelle Queen play as a factor for you to choose to come back to Seattle?
Yeah. I think every team for a while now has been one that I guess, I don't want to say demands or requires, but encourages or welcomes kind of the leadership quality of my character, and I try my best to match that with Sky. You know, I try my best even to match that with AC as kind of veterans of the team, and I want to be able to continue to do that while still being myself. And I'd have to say that that's something that Noelle said very early on. That's something that she continues to impart upon me, is just be you, you know, and not having to necessarily hold as many roles as I have in the past. And that's a big reason why I love this organization, is because of the people like Noelle and our coach. You know, we have an amazing GM in Talisa. We have amazing ownership. I preached this last year, and it still stands. This organization, we want to be able to match on the court what's upstairs. And Noelle, having them support her is something that has been really big for me, and the staff that she has as well in her own coaching staff and the team that they put together. I want to be able to match that in the locker room, and I haven't ever felt as supportive as I have being here in Seattle from that front.
And I think this is probably part of the answer you just said, but my question is just, how are you able to balance, you know, the internal in terms of what's happening with the Storm and then everything else that you do as a leader and representing WNBA in the country? I mean, just how do you...
The country? Well, not the country.
I mean, your whole man.
I understand what you're asking. So for me, I actually kind of had this conversation, at least publicly for the first time, with my sister. She was hosting a show, and it all kind of started back in... It started in 2016 when I was first elected as president, and then 2020 was really where I saw kind of like the culmination of a lot of what that leadership could bring. A lot of times when I enter into a role, or when there's a new responsibility, I dive into it. You know, I make sure that I'm doing my best. I don't know everything that's going on, but I try to make sure that I'm giving it my all. And that to me really culminated in 2020. And from then on, it was this negotiation with myself and trying to figure out how I can still be that leader off the court, but still be me on the court. And I might also still be a leader on the court, but I'm a competitor first, and that balance came with a lot of grace, a lot of overcorrection, a lot of kind of reassessing, the amount of time I was doing certain things. I can still be fully myself. I can still lean into all the things that I am and all the roles that I hold without sacrificing what fills me up. And I think I've reached a point now, especially after last year, kind of putting myself first and making a decision for myself. I've reached that point now where I really don't care what people think. When it comes to being NECA or NMCADI, but when I am the president of the PA, I care about what 156 women think. When it comes to being whatever else that I am, I care about what that role brings. And right now, I'm in Seattle. I've signed for a second year. I'm entering my 14th season, and I care about winning. I care about culture, and that's how I've figured out how to balance things, being who I am where I'm at. And so when I'm on the court, I'm a 9-time All-Star.
Kim, like you talked about the uniqueness of this year, of just, and it isn't just for you or the Storm, but just almost everybody in the W who is on like this one-year deal, and that's kind of maybe a first for this league. And just how are you approaching it, and what do you tell other players about that?
I mean, I didn't tell anyone to sign a 1 year, I think that contrary to what has been expressed about our players, we know the business. We're not experts in the business, but we understand what's going on. And, it's no secret that a lot of players decided to sign years of contracts that expire next year because of what's at stake. We're in the middle of a negotiation, and it's important that players are a part of the process that displays their value, and then a part of the experience of that value being reflected in what is going to be a transformational collective bargaining agreement. And so what I tell players is pay attention, open your emails, be an active member of your union, make sure that you're seeing what's going on in the chat. There's a lot of information that is being shared from our executive committee, from our player reps, and from our PA staff. We're in the middle of a negotiation, so make sure that your concerns, your ideas, and your values reflected in that, as we're going to see next year.
Hi, Nathan, over here.
Mm-hmm.
As you mentioned, you've played with a lot of the players on the training camp roster, whether here or in another system. Now with 1 year here under your belt, what have you kind of learned about maybe what makes the Seattle system unique, and how can you maybe use your previous experience of knowing what systems other players have played in, and how you can then teach them a little bit more and be a leader with that unique kind of experience of being in both systems and knowing that they will be in both systems?
Yeah, I mean, before coming here, as a player who was playing against this system, we knew that Seattle was going to make you be a player of the game, a student of the game. You have to understand actions, you have to understand schemes, and you have to recognize patterns. And that was true of last year, that is true of this year, that's true of just 2 days of camp under our belt. And I think embracing the fact that we're all learning, even returners, even players that have played here before and are coming back, everybody is still learning. No one has it 100%. And leaning on that is a part of the learning process. It's a part of integrating yourself into what it means to be playing here. Understanding that anyone can be in anyone's spot. And that's something that that Noel has kind of imprinted on us this year, being all in all the time, and buying into the entire process and understanding that every detail matters. So we have a lot of rookies that are talking a lot about how, day one I learned a lot, day two I'm trying to apply a lot of the things that I've learned. And so tomorrow we're hopefully going to see a continuation of what people are learning and applying it in a way that reflects how we want to play here.
fresh off an unrivaled season where you had about 1 million game winners, had a really good individual performance with the Owls.
Yeah.
Where does your confidence level come into a Swarm team where you really are the leader with NECA?
Yeah, no, I feel really confident. You know, I had a great time at Unrivaled. I think it really got me prepared, especially coming off last season. I can't say it enough about, you know, coming off maternity leave and having that big of a gap like between games. You know, when I went into this season, an opportunity kind of came about. Like nobody kind of knew what it really was or what it was going to be. But once I saw the caliber of players that were going to be involved, I knew that was going to be some good bump for me to get. You know what I'm saying? To get ready for this camp and everything that I wanted to use it for. Came to fruition. Obviously, it gave me a lot of confidence. I played really well. I had a really good team. But I feel really good coming into this season, especially it being my second season here and having some more familiarity with the city, you know, the fans, but also with Noe, you know, what she wants, her system, our starters, and so on and so forth. So, and hell yeah, I feel confident. Did you see our roster? But no, this is definitely the most talented roster I've been a part of, and you know, in my 13 years, 11 on the floor. So yeah, I'm really excited to get everybody here. Everybody looks really good. The vibes have been really good, and so we had 2 great first days of camp, and so it's been really good all around.
Then I see name tag says Skylar Liggins, so I just wanted to know if that's how you want us to address you this year.
Yes. Thank you for that question too. Yes, it does say Skylar Diggins, and I would like to be addressed as that moving forward. So thank you guys so much. And as always, you know, my focus is on being a great teammate and adding value to this team on and off the floor in this community. And as always, you know, being a good mom to my 2 babies. And it won't change for none of y'all anyways. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all just call me whatever y'all want to call me anyways. You know, but I appreciate that. Thank you for that question.
Hey, Scott.
What's up?
Okay. All in, all the time. Can you tell me what that means to you?
Yeah, I think, you know, Noe and the organization and the staff have done a great job of kind of outlining their vision of what was going to be important for us going into this season. And that was really the culture. And everybody has culture, but we want to have good culture. And she's done a great job of the personnel that she put around her, also in the locker room. One person that really comes in mind is AC. I think having AC here, having AC back, you know, that was a really big deal for our team as far as, you know, along with NECA, she's always the adult in the room, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But AC, she just does the right thing. She knows this community, she knows this fan base, she knows Noe, played with Noe, but knows her also as a coach, and that was really big. So I think the culture aspect, you know, was really important going forward, and I hijacked your question, I forgot what it was, but yeah, I think it just more adheres to the culture, you know, just buying in. You know, no matter what it is. And like we said, we have a lot of talent on this team, understanding that, you know, it's not a sacrifice for any of us, but more of an investment to what we want our final goal to be.
Hey, Skylar, such an amazing legacy of Notre Dame guards in this league,
Oh, yeah.
all-stars. More on the way with Sonia Citron, eventually Hannah Hidalgo. What does it mean to be part of that group, and what is sort of like the relationship among you as a group of players in this league? Yeah,
you know, I'm hanging on, you know what I'm saying? But no, it's great talent, starting, you know, with Niele Ivey. You know, she was a big part in getting us all to Notre Dame, each and every one of us, everybody that's in that guard group. And so it's great to see them continue to do great things. You know, we go by the name kind of Guard University now, I guess is what we're to be known. But, you know, it's all from a tree of Niele Ivey, and it stems from her and what she's been able to do, developing guards, recruiting, scouting, you know, and then obviously being able to, you know, make it all work, you know, at Notre Dame. And so, yeah, it's great to see it continue. We need more guards to sign at Notre Dame, okay? All right, come on, get them grades up. But no, it's great to see us continue to have a legacy in this league and have our hand in everywhere you kind of look. You know, it's going to be a game there where it's going to be 2 W teams featured next week or this week, end of this week, I think. And so it's great to see them continue to give back to the community and, you know, the legacy to stretch as far as it can, you know.
Hi, Skylar. I wanted to ask you in terms of leadership coming into this season of the team, both on and off the court. On the court specifically, I want to hear from you. How does it change from the last year to this one with such a front court heavy team now with Ezzy, Neka, Dom, and Lee?
I don't know yet. I really don't, and I'm not even trying to be a smart aleck. You know what I'm saying? What we like is that we have depth, and in this league, you know, outside of health, depth is what wins you championships, and the great teams have it. And so I think that's a luxury that we now have, is adding Dom to something like what we already had in a dynamic backcourt, you know, with Neka and Ezzy, and also Lee, you know, her ability to also shoot the three, stretch the floor, same with AC, having bigs that can shoot the basketball, and then adding shooters, like Katie Lou, Lexi, you know, to really open the floor for all of us. And so the goal is to have a lot of space, you know, play with pace about ourselves. But what I'm most excited about that with the great front court, you know, hopefully we'll be top 2 in defense. And that's something I look forward to, is the other side of the basketball that they can impact.
Hey, Sky.
Hey.
You said hell yeah about that roster.
Yeah, I did.
But like, who in the off season made you like really say hell yeah about that acquisition?
Neka Ogwumike. like stop it right there. I think having Gabby was really important too. And you know, Gabby is one of the best players in the world. You know what I'm saying? And she has so much going on, and for her to be here the first day at camp, I thought that was a huge. We talk about that investment piece, or that all in all the time, like that was Gabby showing her commitment here by being here on day one. You know what I'm saying? And so Neka, Gabby, and then we talked about AC. You know how important it was there to have, you know, players that have been in this league a long time. You know, great players, all world players, and you have to have talent. So those were the ones for me.
Scotty, the leadership we've talked about, what does it mean to take on with this franchise, whether it's championship tradition, the history, and a fan base that really is among the best, not just in the W, but in all sports? What does it mean to be a leader for this particular team?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what I am. You guys keep calling me that. But, you know, no, I'm kidding. You know, it's an honor. It's an honor to put this jersey on. You know, like I said, I've been in this league a long time and seen all phases of the Seattle Storm, and, you know, all the legacy players, played against most of them on the top 25. And to now be here in the jersey, you know, I've lived a long life in this league and through a lot of phases of my life, obviously. But, you know, it's an honor to put the jersey on. I take a lot of pride in the legacy and, you know, the players, and, you know, you kind of embody that when you put it on. And the city, you know, this is a sports town, and I knew that, how you guys used to cheer against me when I came here and played. But, you know, just to be a part of it now, you know, and it just continues to grow. You know, it's a special time to be a part of this league, and so I'm lucky I'm still here in this league. I don't take it for granted. And we look forward to hopefully doing some special things for the city this year.
All right, last question.
Hi, Skylar.
Hi.
So you talked about coming to Seattle and checking out the vibes, seeing everything. Can you talk a little bit about some of the first things you did when you got to Seattle as a tourist, and what contributed to those positive vibes?
As a tourist, you know, I've been to a few, and I said it like during my press conference last year, talking about like food suggestions and stuff like that. And I actually have been to a lot of spots. You know, I think, and also, you know, I dibble dabble, like you see me and my kids at the park, you know, we'll be all around town, and I'm actually still kind of putting it together, to be honest, you know what I'm saying? And now that the season, like I said, it was so tight last year, we didn't really have a lot of time to explore, and so I still look forward to doing it. But like I said, the community has been great, and we actually went to see Sinners in IMAX at the Seattle Pacific Center. Like, that was real cool. We just did that as a team. Y'all seen that? It was a good movie too. But yeah, just continue to explore the city, you know, to be out and about, and hopefully now, my daughter is 2 now and not 1 like last year, so, you know, she had that Frankenstein walk last year. You know, they barely can do nothing at that age. But we also went to the aquarium last week, and that was pretty cool. And so, yeah, I'm still open to suggestions. But, you know, it's always something going on. And the weather actually been real good for us. So, yeah, but I look forward to, you know, continuing to be out and about. But it ain't you'll see me. I'm outside. All right, appreciate you guys.
After being sort of with this team back in 2010, so far, just how is it to be back with this team, obviously in a different place? And did you ever, when you left years ago, did you ever envision yourself coming back?
Yeah, I mean, it feels great. You know, this is where everything started for me. This feels like home. So to be able to come back here, and anytime that we played it against Seattle, we never got an opportunity to practice here. So being here the first time was the first time I got to see the facility. So it was really amazing just to kind of see everything come full circle and just see all the details and everything, you know, because when we were building the concept of it and just, you know, I mean, I remember having meetings about like what we wanted lockers to look like, et cetera, and not being able to see that initially. At first was a bummer, you know, when I was like, dang, we you know, wanted this and we were working on this. So to be back and see it, it's been amazing. Obviously, this is an amazing facility. You know, I just came from an amazing facility, and just to see, you know, the way the league is trending and the investment that teams are putting behind us as players, giving us the resources to be able to show up as the best version of ourselves is amazing. And I'm grateful that I get to be a part of organizations that are top tier. And so, yeah, it's been great. And to be honest, like, I don't even remember what I was thinking when I left, what everything was going to look like, because that was a very hard decision for me in itself. So I can't even tell you what I was thinking in that moment. But to be able to be back here now, it's a great feeling.
Who has the next question?
Hi, Alicia.
Hi.
I just am curious, the D on your necklace, is that because you love defense? Or what,
It's funny.
Is that a story there? That's not my question, but I am kind of curious.
No, that's funny. I get that a lot, but no, this is an earned pendant for my father. So each of our family members, I designed a pendant that made them feel close to him. And, you know, we had just a normal, like, straight up, so his name was Dwayne, and so we all have his ashes with us wherever we go, so it's a way to keep him close. Yeah.
From where you were winning championships here in Seattle and then going to Vegas and winning championships, what is your mentality to come back here for this year's roster in Seattle?
Yeah, same thing. I think for me, you know, having a discussion with Talisa and Noe about what they were looking to do this season, just bringing that leadership presence, that veteran presence, being that culture piece to make sure that, you know, our culture from top to bottom is intact, and, you know, making sure that that is the biggest focus for us, you know, as we go through this season, because, you know, being a part of different championship organizations, you understand just how important culture is, and that accountability factor. So just making sure that I'm bringing that day in and day out, and making sure that, you know, I'm just encouraging everyone, bringing, you know, my leadership on the defensive side of the floor as well, and being able to kind of lend that piece to it. Yeah, and just continue for us to get better and put ourselves in a position where at the end of the season we're looking at, you know, where we're in a position to be able to make a run through playoffs to hopefully win a championship. That's always the goal at the end of the day, but you don't win a championship on day one. You have to do the little things and make sure you take care of that every single day. And everyone sets out and is like, oh, I want to win a championship and I want to do this, but when day 87 rolls around, like, is that still your focus? And the teams, you know, that I've been fortunate enough to be a part of winning, it starts on day one, that when you focus on the little things and focus on the details from day one, that's consistent throughout. So when you look up on day 87 and 96, it still isn't important. So yeah, that's what we want. I think we have enough talent on this roster to win a championship, but there's so many new pieces that you have to find that chemistry and gel. So we're taking it one day at a time, but that's definitely on my radar. I want to win as much as possible.
Hi, welcome back to Seattle.
Thank you.
This is a very different Seattle Storm from when you were here. With the conversations that you've had with Noel, Queen, and Talisa, how do you see your role in terms of difference from when you were here before and for this 2025 Seattle Storm year? And also, how much did Noel, Queen play a role into you coming here?
Yeah, I think from the last time I was here to now, I think my role, it's a little bit bigger, you know, and that's something that I'm looking forward to, because, you know, I've literally played every role in this league and been a part of not making a roster to not playing to, you know, just kind of being an extra piece out there to, you know, finding my way to be a valuable asset. And, you know, this is a different look for me. You know, they want more from me offensively, not that I need to go out and score 20, but they want me to be aggressive and look to score, be an active scorer versus a passive scorer. And so that's new for me. That's a change for me mentally that I have to do, because for my entire career I've been a passive scorer. You know, it's been off of what everyone else is doing. And so yeah, it's a little bit of a change for me, but I'm excited. That's what gets me out of bed every day, is always, you know, a challenge and finding ways to conquer that challenge. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about just the growth and being able to honestly have this opportunity. Not many players get this opportunity to have the longevity to be able to go through the league and the ebbs and flows of what it brings, and still to be valued at year 14 at 37 years old, you know, so I don't take that for granted at all. And Noe was, I mean, the main reason why I wanted to come. You know, I know Noe is a great friend of mine prior to her, you know, being the head coach here, and she's somebody that I love dearly. I love who she is as a person. I love her character as a person, and what she's able to do as a coach. Like, she was basically our player coach in 2018, you know, and then in 2020 being our assistant. So I got to have that piece with her, and just like her intelligence on the, you know, off the board it's great. So she was the main reason why I wanted to come and play.
Hey, Alicia, down here.
Hey.
I know yesterday at the end of practice, you kind of broke down practice and told the rookies like to write down everything and to kind of take it all in. First of all, I guess my first question is, what kind of other advice do you have for the rookies trying to make a roster spot? And the second part of that is, how much does it speak to you that they wanted, you know, a new person on the team to be the person speaking to them?
Yeah, you know, it's funny because there's been a few rookies that I've talked to that are starting training camp, and you know, some I got to meet in AU, and some that have been around but just haven't had the opportunity. And for me, it's all I've told all of them is find a way to add value to the team. You know, you're coming into a situation, whatever team you're on, you're most likely not going to be the leading scorer. You're not going to be asked to get up a bunch of shots or, you know, whatever. But like, can you play defense? You know what type of coach you have. If he's a defensive coach, make sure you're locking in and adding value on that side of the ball. That's how you get seen. And just being consistent. It's hard. You know, this is a hard job. It's easy to show up day one and day two and have all the energy, but when fatigue sets in, you know, when you're overwhelmed with everything that's happening, can you still show up with that same consistency? And when you can, when you're a great teammate, coaches look at that. So I just, you know, remind them, like, find a way to add value to the team, and see where you can kind of plug in and fill a gap that's needed. And then the second question you asked was,
I said, like, how much does it mean for you that they look to you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I honestly, like, I'm used to it. I think it's really special to be able to be in these different organizations, and they value you for what you bring in that way, and that leadership style. And so for me, it's nothing that I have a problem with, because it's stuff that I'm doing myself. And so I think, you know, when you build a reputation around just how you show up as a pro, how you show up every day, you know, people want that apart. It's an important part of the culture. And so for me to come in here, you know, the team invited that. And so for me, that gives me confidence to be like, okay, cool, this is what they wanted me to do. So I don't have to feel shy or like reserved to be like, oh, maybe I don't need to get on her in that way. No, they welcomed it. And so for me, that's everything. It means so much to me, because that's kind of, you know, that's what I've built my career around. And, you know, for me to be able to plug myself into different environments and pull the best out of the teammates that I'm playing with, you know, I don't take that for granted.
My last question.
Hey.
Skylar just told us this is the most talented, stacked roster she's been a part of in her 13 years playing, but obviously 11 on the court. For you, obviously, you're coming from a team that won multiple WNBA championships. So what does the talent look like to you, especially with the addition of Dominique Malonga at number 2 overall? Yeah,
I mean, extremely versatile. This is something that, you know, I think the league is trending, just having versatile pieces from top to bottom. And that's something that excites me, because I've been fortunate enough to play alongside. I mean, even when I was here, like, you look at our 4s and 5s, we had Brianna Stewart and Natasha Howard as our post players. So, and then I go to Vegas and I have, you know, Asia Wilson and Kia Stokes and them. So I'm like, I've had the opportunity to play with versatile players that, you know, we can play 1 through 5 and do different things. And so when I come here and I see this roster, it excites me, because it's the same type of makeup that when you look at championship rosters that you want to have. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm excited I haven't played with any of these players outside of Ezzy. And so I'm excited to play alongside them. You know, the competitive nature of everyone on this roster is also something that drew me here. I'm a competitive person, and just the way that they compete night in and night out, even out here in practice. It's been fun to be around and a part of, and that for me is something that I'm excited to see how it translates and comes together this season.
Hey, David, welcome back. What sort of went into the decision this offseason that, you know, sort of first played was for Indiana and then coming back here?
Yeah, I think going into this offseason was a bit of a change that I wasn't really expecting to kind of play out the way it did. But once going into free agency, I really wanted somewhere that I felt comfortable and confident going into. I felt like, you know, Seattle and talking to Noe and Talisa really gave me that comfort and knowing I could come back here and, you know, have a chance to play and contribute in a way that, you know, has opportunity and has the chance to win a lot of games and just play to win. I think that's what really went into my decision in that free agency. And again, I am just happy to be back. It feels nice to be here.
We're both obviously playing the same team. Last year was the one recruit the other. How did you guys talk about the decision to come to Seattle together?
Our worlds just played out together.
Like she said, like this explore free agency. The conversations with Noe and T, and I have history with Pokey, and I just wanted honesty. And of course, I had other offers and other opportunities to go other places. And Noe and Pokey were just super honest about what they want from me, and that's what I wanted. I wanted honesty, and I got it, and it just worked out. That's why I'm here.
You mentioned Pokey, and I've been covering you since Brazil,
Mhm.
so I do have to ask about that Brazilian connection,
Mhm.
and I do know that they're looking for a point guard in Brazil. Would you be down here?
Yeah, 33 years old, babe. I think that ship has sailed. But no, it's funny because me and Pokey, when I seen her this morning, she said, "Oi, gente." I was like, "Oh, you know Portuguese?" So she's learning, and I think it's a super cool opportunity for me knowing Pokey. I think she's going to be great at it.
Just a second ago, AC was talking about the versatility of this roster. Scott, a few minutes ago, was saying how it's the most talented roster she's been a part of for you guys coming in. Just what do you see with this team and its potential, especially with that versatility moving forward?
Yeah, I think, like AC and Sky said, there's a lot of versatility. There's a lot of different playmakers, a lot of different scorers, and it's one of those things where I feel like once we get flowing together and get that chemistry, like every single night's going to be different, and it's going to be really tough to guard and to play against. I think we're going to have a really good flow defensively as well.
What she said.
Hey guys, since you guys have been to Seattle, what's some fun things you guys have done off the court, tourist-wise?
Well, training camp just started, so we didn't dive into any fun yet. It was strictly business right away. So I think, you know, once we have some time in the season, get kind of slack up a little bit, I think we explore some things. We are by the water, so I'm probably going to explore that for sure, but I haven't did anything yet.
Yeah, I haven't done much, just trying to get settled with my daughter. Actually, my dad is here helping out, and he actually took her to like the little playground beneath the space, you know, so I got a bunch of videos of her there. So she's been there, but I haven't. Yeah.
All right, we'll go to Zoom now. We have a few questions for you guys.
All right, that's from Christian, Circling Seattle Sports. For both of you guys, when you hear veteran presence, what does that mean to you and your approach at this stage in your careers?
For me, I think with this group, it's been super great to just be able to have NECA, Sky, AC. They communicate on a level 3, very high level. So for me, I haven't even really had to be a leader. So I feel like I'm just sitting in the back and enjoying, you know, them 3 guys just lead. So for me, it's super refreshing that I don't have to have that weight over my shoulder, and then just being able to just play loose. And then also learn from them at the same time, because they are great at what they do, especially at communicating. So for me, I just think I'm happy that I have that, because I've always had to be the one to talk up and do all these things. So I'm just happy to have a breath of fresh air that I can just lock in on me and yell all the time like I want to.
Sure. Yeah, the veteran presence here is, it's just clear in the way that every day, you know, we all bring ourselves in. Everyone's kind of doing what they need to do, and with such a big group of players who've been in the league so long, it's easy for the rookies and the younger guys to follow. So I feel like it's just been smooth of like everyone kind of knows what needs to be done and we're all doing what we need to do.
Yeah. Last question. This is from Jordan Grice with Tunnel Vision Sports. For Katie Lou, you and Gabby were teammates at UConn, and now you guys are reunited in Seattle. How excited are you to play alongside her again?
I'm super excited. I think, you know, playing with Gabby in even my rookie year was one of my favorite years playing with her. And so this is something that I'm really excited about. I can't wait till she's back in the flow and back in the mix. You know, we're really building something, but it's nice to have that connection. I played with her for so many years, so that's just a comfortability thing.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Ooh, short and sweet. I like y'all.
Hey, just for like you, how are you different? And like we always ask you that, you know, just you and just your comfort level with this team. It just feels like this is going to be like, and I hate to put this on you, like a breakout year for you, a big year for Gabby. But do you feel that way? Like, how are you different? You know, sort of with your third year, going into your fourth year.
Who knows what year it is? I'm just happy to be here so early, and I'm happy to have the chance to start building that chemistry that we already kind of started last summer and just continue to build on that, but from the jump. I think it'll allow me to be more of a leader as well, instead of just like arriving and having to kind of figure out my footing. Instead, I get to be here. I know Noe well, I know the system well, I know the staff well, everyone. And I think I'll be able to help my teammates more in that aspect.
I'm going to go down here to Ariel.
Hey, Gabby. Hi. How much did you talk to the ownership and the GMs about Dom before the pre-draft and kind of give them any of your insight? And then also, can you give us your insight into her a little bit about, like, you know, your time playing with her in the Olympics and on the national team?
Well, I think what she does on the court, they can see for themselves. Everyone can see for themselves. But of course, they're just going to ask me what kind of kid she is, and I just said that she's amazing. She's someone who's always looking to learn. She has like really just a great head on her shoulders, so that's just what I related to our operations staff. And because that stuff is important too. Like, we all know what she can do, but can she evolve? Can she get better? Is she willing to learn? Is she willing to start at zero? And Dom is. Like, she doesn't care kind of what her role is, at least like from me playing with her. She just wants to get better and she wants to improve in any way she can. She's like a sponge. She's always asking questions, and very easy to give instruction to. So I think that's going to be really important in her growth here.
How excited are you to be reunited with her?
It's going to be really fun. I'm excited also just like kind of as like a big sister. Like, okay, I get to help you through this and maybe make it easier than it was for me as a rookie, and just kind of know the things that she needs already. So I'm excited just to be able to help her.
Gabby, welcome back to Seattle. You, in the past years, you haven't been able to be here for the start of the season. How do you feel like that's going to impact you and your game throughout the year, being able to start sooner? And then my second question is, you've always been very outspoken about this PA prioritization. Have you been actively talking to NECA and the WPA in these negotiations?
I just got here. Dang, give me a sec before you get your clickbait. Well, like I said with Percy, like I said to Percy, I just feel like, okay, now I can be more vocal, I can be more of a leader because I will have been here from the beginning versus like just kind of getting here and just following and trying to figure out where I fit in. Now I know where I'm going to fit in. Now I know what my role is going to be. It's going to be very clear to myself, to my teammates, to the staff. So that's going to be the biggest part about me being here early. And just getting into my groove earlier too than later. And no, I mean, we haven't really been having those conversations since I just touched down like a couple of days ago.
Gabby, as a player, now that you're a veteran,
yeah.
For you, your confidence level, it feels like each year you've gotten better and better, you've improved, but your confidence level and just being comfortable. Now that you're with this franchise and you are a veteran, just can you talk about that for you, how it's grown throughout your career?
It's just a testament to the staff and their belief in me as well. Not just like the staff, but everybody, like from the trainers to our media people, like everyone. I can feel how much they believe in me, and it makes me want to give back to them. And I think that helps my confidence level because it makes me think like I don't have a choice but to do great for these people because they've been so great to me. And I think when I'm in those kinds of roles and positions, that's where I'm at my best. And yeah, I mean, having also teammates like Ezzy and Skylar and Nneka, and now adding AC, who's going to be a huge voice, I just know I'm going to feed off of that, and I think that's going to help me a lot this season.
So we heard Alicia talk earlier about being an active scorer this year instead of being a passive scorer. Has there been any emphasis on you obviously having an insane improvement in your offensive game the last couple of years in being a creator on your own?
Whatever the team needs me to be. If the team needs me to, I think that's what's so great about the team that we've built this year, is that maybe anyone can go off any night. It's not about just relying on one or two players to score. It's going to be about how we all play together and how we all assume our roles. Maybe one day it'll be scoring for me. Maybe one day they just need me to lock up the best player, or they just need me to create for others. They need me to be in ball picks. They need me to just rebound and run. And I think everyone on this team has a similar mentality of whatever you need me to be today, I will be that.
Hi, Gabby.
Hi.
I heard you loud and clear. You just got here. Now that you're here, are there some places that you want to see off the court, just as a new tourist in the city, coming back to Seattle?
Thank you so much for that question, because this is my 4th-ish year here, and I still haven't been on a boat. So if anyone wants to let me borrow their boat, that's what I want to do. I also want to visit the islands too, when I have more time.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we've got a few questions from Zoom. The
Okay.
first one is, what is a moment you watched Dominique do something unique and you thought to yourself, she's very special?
I've seen her pin a few shots on, but okay, she's athletic, like you say. Okay, well, she's athletic, she's tall, she should do that. But there's also things that she shouldn't be doing at that height, and I think it's just her ability to handle the ball. Obviously, she's a great shooter. She can pick and pop and space the defense, which makes her special, but she has a lot of wow moments. I think the way she just goes and gets those offensive rebounds and comes out of nowhere too is something that you're just like, okay, this is, yeah, she's tall, she's athletic, but this is on a different level. Even with her build, you still don't expect it.
How do you think your versatility and athleticism impact your team's successes?
Just kind of like I answered that question earlier, that it allows me to be whatever the team needs, as Noe calls it, like the French army knife. It allows me to be that, and just do whatever the team needs me to do.
This kind of goes along with what you just said. Can you talk a little bit about your relationship with Coach and the impact she's had on you being the player that you are today?
Yeah, she's just believed in me since day one, even through the harder times. I haven't felt like she ever lost confidence in me or belief in me, and that's allowed me to kind of maybe get through some harder times or more some slumps. And I also think just the way her brain works is kind of how my brain works. So it's just very, very easy for me to work with her and to understand her. And it's very clear whatever she asks of me. There's never any miscommunication, and I think that's why I always want to come back and play for her. I mean, she's very upfront. She's going to tell you exactly what she thinks, so there's no mind games or guessing, and I just really appreciate that kind of clear communication.
You've gone back and forth Seattle, Europe a few times in just the past 365 days.
Mm-hmm.
How would you describe your last year on and off the court, and how do you find time to keep yourself rooted? Yeah, I mean, it has been a long year. It hasn't even been a calendar year since the Olympics, and I've already gone between Paris to Seattle to Turkey and then back here. I guess I just try to find moments to be thankful of wow, I'm really living in Istanbul right now. This is so cool. Wow, I'm really in this nice building in Seattle. This is so awesome. So as I've gotten older, I've been able to appreciate those moments more in my career, and that's made it easier, not easy, but easier for me to kind of just keep going without breaks, and it makes it more fun, and I think that allows me to stay rooted. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
For each of you, obviously it's early, but do you have a sense as to what your role on the team will be this season?
I think for me, Shooting, obviously, that's something where Seattle lacked a little bit last season. Providing another veteran presence and voice, and then ultimately just adding energy anywhere they need me to add it, defensively, offensively, on the bench. I'm just here to do whatever they need me to do to help them win.
For me, same. I try to do more post-up and more defense, more rebound, and put more energy on the court, whatever for bench or everywhere. Yeah.
For the both of you, just how have your first training camp days been with the Storm, and what's your feel of the group for now?
It's been a lot of fun. We got here about a week or so ago, and I've just been really enjoying having the facility. It's something I've been very vocal about, wanting to have in my career. This is the first time in my entire W career that I've had a facility dedicated to our team. So just being here and getting to know everybody in different spaces outside of just being on the court has been super beneficial. Energy is amazing, vibes are high, everyone's helping each other, learning. I'm still learning, I'm in a new team, so it's just been a lot of positivity.
For me, I feel that's an amazing team, and I learn a lot about the teammates and this team, and I still feel a lot nervous on the court. I should focus on every moment. Sometimes it's, that let me really tired. But I try to learn more and let me get relaxed and try to getting better.
Welcome to Seattle. While you guys are learning more and relaxing, what are some things that you guys have gotten to off the court just to tour the city?
I'm an explorer, and Seattle is a very walkable city. So last week it was like really nice outside. It was sunny, so I was walking around. I went to the market on the water. I went to some rooftop restaurants, did an escape room. You know me, I'm gonna do a little bit of everything. So I definitely was Dora the Explorer last week.
I know it's only been 2 days, and I guess you've been here for a week. So far, is there anything that, how would you say that the Storm's system is unique? And what have you seen so far, maybe from Noelle and the coaching staff, that maybe is different from any team you've played for, or you're just going to have to kind of adjust to?
I think the biggest thing is the way that we lead up to practice. We do a thing called essentials. So basically, you do like your lifting, we do some team concepts, you do your individual shooting, and then anything else you need to get ready for practice, and you kind of do it separately, and then we all come together, do a quick warm-up, and then we go right into practice. And I think that has given everybody the space to prepare for practice their own ways and the ways that they're comfortable, and that's something that I've never experienced before, and I think it's really amazing. And then I think something else that's unique is about the way we play. It's like a lot of reading and reacting. Obviously we have an offense, we have plays, but it's a lot of knowing like your teammates as far as like their tendencies and what they like to do, and that is a very hard way to defend basketball. So I mean, I remember when we would play Seattle, I was always just like, what are they going to do? Like, you have no idea what they're going to do. So being a part of it now on the other side of it has been really cool.
Thanks, Deidre. Can you talk about your health? And I know you've had to go through a lot of things as a professional athlete at the highest level. Like, just where is that at right now, and what you can expect from this season being healthy?
Yeah, I feel really good. The best I've felt since before my diagnosis, which is a blessing. I hear a lot of people that say like, oh, Lexi is prone to miss some games and she might not be able to have her for every game in the season, and that's just simply not true. I mean, you would treat Crohn's like you would treat, any injury, but not really, because there's not really built-in days to have off. There's not built-in days to do extra recovery because it is an illness that I'm managing. I don't foresee having to miss any games this season. That's how good I feel. I have it completely managed. Still have a great relationship with my doctors back in LA, and I've been set up with some amazing doctors here in Seattle. So it's all been smooth sailing for about 6 months now, so I'm just really grateful to be feeling the way I'm feeling now.
Lee, I think you got a chance to play against Dominique in the Euro Cup playoffs. What was that like, and do you look forward to having her on your team now?
She's a really great player, and she can do a lot of things. Like she runs fast, and she can get a lot of rebound. And it's really hard to. We are playing each team. I don't like defense her, but now we are in the same team, so I'm really happy for that. And I think we will be really best teammates.
Got a good question from Zoom for Lexi. How excited are you to get back on the court, and what's one part of your game that you're looking to work on this season?
I'm super excited. It's been a long 2 years of getting back to myself. I lost almost 30 pounds, so I've been able to get that weight back, which to me, I've never really struggled with weight, so I didn't realize how big of a deal that would have been, especially at this level, how physical our game was. And I think that was one of my biggest focus in the off season, is getting back stronger. Something that I'm working on is just becoming a true 3-level scorer, not just chilling on the 3-point line. I've worked really hard in the off season of getting my mid-range and being able to operate ball screens a little bit better, so I'm really excited to showcase that this year.
For Lee, you've played against a lot of top-level opponents from other countries. How do you think that helps your game here?
I think that's really helpful me. I play with a lot of Europe player and American player together. That try to help me, let me know more about another player, know the more stronger player, know the best player. So I think that helped for me getting better. I love staying, overseas, play the basketball. So maybe next year I still will stay in the overseas. Yeah.
And then last questions for Lexi. What do you think is the key to your success as a guard?
Having a next play mentality. This is a super talented league with amazing, talented players. People are going to make tough plays, make tough shots on you. You're always going to make mistakes, but you can always get it back, control your attitude, be as positive as you can, especially on a veteran team like this. We don't really have time for weak links, especially mentally. So just having a strong mentality all season long.
Thanks, both. Appreciate it.
Mackenzie, where you're at physically, how long ago were you able to sort of get back to full strength after City out last season and the resurgence?
Yeah, so I got surgery last May. Obviously at that point, you never know how you're going to hold up, how you're going to feel, but honestly, this is probably the healthiest I've felt in a really long time. It's great to not have to worry about, my knee and just go out there and play basketball, do what I love to do. Obviously, I still have to do preventative things and rehab and all the extra things, but it's all stuff I'm willing to do if I can be out there and feel healthy.
Hi, Mackenzie. Just what is the last year like been for you? Obviously, you get drafted, you made it known that you had the injury, and you were a grad assistant in Indiana. I think you were at a game here at UW.
Mm-hmm.
Just what has it been like for you keeping in contact with the front office and the team, and to finally, I guess, be playing at this facility?
Yeah, I definitely learned a lot in the past year, on and off the court. When you get injured, you have surgery, you realize how much you take, things as simple as walking for granted every single day. So I knew that when I finally got the chance to be back out on the floor, I was going to, just give it everything I have, because a year ago at this time, I had no idea if I'd be able to play again. So just to be here, the fact that Indiana, gave me the opportunity to continue to give back to that program, that means a lot to me. Being on staff, I was able to be, sidelined. Seeing the game from a different view, I think, has definitely helped me as a player. They gave me a lot of opportunity to see the game from different perspectives, pour into, those girls the best I can. So I feel like it was a great learning experience for me.
Got a few questions from Zoom for both of you guys. Can you just touch briefly on what you're most excited about being here in this system in Seattle?
Man, I'm just super excited just for the opportunity. The Sparks gave me, the Seattle, it's been my fault. Seattle gave me an opportunity, and I'm super excited for it. The first day I got here, I came in the facility. It was beautiful, and I was saying to my parents, this is what the WNBA should feel like. So, for any young girls that want to get here, keep going, because eventually you'll be able to experience something like this. So, the coaching staff, my teammates, the vets, everything is a dream come true. So, I'm happy I have the chance to be here and experience it all.
Yeah, and I think it's been great to be surrounded by such experienced vets, and they are continuing to just pour into each and every one of us every single day, pushing us to be better. But just the way they go about their business has been great to see. You know, I watch everything they do and just try to be a sponge in every aspect, and know that they've won and played at such high levels, and just experiencing everything they experienced and trying to mimic that the best that we can.
For Zaya, can you describe any advice that Don Staley has given you that's carried into your W career, and how has Seattle embraced you since your arrival?
Man, Coach Staley has poured into me so much, even with me being in the W. She's definitely poured into me a lot. Right now, what she always tells me is just keep the main thing, and stay focused, especially during training camp. Of course, I want to make the roster, so it's just all about staying focused and doing all the little things that I need to do to be successful. So keeping the main thing is something that she's told me since my freshman year with her all the way up until now, and that's just the advice that I always take.
So it was sort of got an LA contingent here. Is it nice to have several familiar faces and then, a veteran in NECA who's already been in Seattle for a year to sort of help you understand the system and everything?
Yes, I think everything happens for a reason. I'm happy I met NECA at LA, and I got an opportunity to play with her now. Having Lexi here, Lee here, is definitely something that I'm excited for as well. They're players that I'm familiar with. They're familiar with my game, and also people that I just look up to. So for us all to be here together definitely means a lot to me.
Kind of going off of that side, I know that you and Jordan Horston are from kind of a similar area. What's it like kind of having that familiar face, and I know that you've probably played alongside her a lot, but are you excited for maybe in the future being able to play with her again?
No, yeah, for sure. It's full circle moments going on right now. I think I've been playing with Jordan since we was like in the sixth grade. So for us to have the opportunity, we actually tried to go to college together, it didn't work out. So for us to be able to be in the WNBA and we're playing on the same team is definitely a dream come true. And when she gets back, hopefully we can be on that floor together.
This one's from Zoom for Mackenzie. How have you stayed resilient in this past year, rebuilding after your injury?
I'd be lying if I said it was easy. After surgery, I've had surgery before, but not anything like this. So it just takes a certain amount of discipline. You don't see results every day. Just continuing to stay the course, and knowing that something really great could be on the other side, and just trusting that, if it's meant to be, God will make it happen. And after that surgery, I just kept that in the back of my mind. As slow of a process it may feel, it ultimately gave me an opportunity to try out for a really, really great organization. I'm thankful that it all worked out.
All right, this will be the last question. It's for Zaya. What do you think is the key to your growth and improvement as a player?
Man, right now my defense. That's the only thing that I'm focused on. I went overseas for 4 months, so when I was over there, getting myself in shape was the biggest thing for me. So coming here, Coach Noe always talks to me about, I don't care what you can do on the offensive end. I know you can score. I want to see what you can do defensively. And letting my defense create my offense is something that I noticed, especially overseas, that works well for me. I let myself get going defensively and then just let the offense flow. So it's my 3rd year. I'm trying to really get into the player that I know I am and just prove myself.
Great, thank you both.
What is it like to adapt? You're not only trying to get a spot on a team, but also getting into a women's basketball league that has been growing exponentially and facing so many other different challenges off the court in terms of players' rights. So can you talk about if that is you see that as an added layer of challenge or an opportunity?
Yeah, I think the college game has expanded so much, so it's a little bit easier to kind of adjust to how the WNBA is now. But I think it's just a great opportunity to be here and compete against such talented guards and talented players all around. And obviously it's a lot, it's a quick turnaround, but I think that they're all super helpful. So the adjustment has been a lot, pretty seamless.
Yeah, I agree. I think we all see it as an opportunity. We have a lot of girls in the locker room that have blazed the trail, if you will, to get the league to this point. So I think we're just excited to be coming into the league at a really good spot and with still a lot of opportunity for growth and more eyes on us. So I know there's a lot of excitement just all around.
Yeah, I would just say it's awesome to be able to learn from all the vets in the locker room, just people that I've watched growing up, and now I get to pick their pick their brain about, especially, NECA, Sky, AC. So it's just been awesome to be able to learn from them. Even in the 2 short days that training camp has been, I feel like I've been able to grow my game already.
Serena over here, you already knew this question was coming. How special it is to be in the same city as your brother, and how exceedingly rare that is. How much fun it is for your family having this happen right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of fun. My parents were actually planning on bringing out a lot of his stuff from Missouri Easter weekend, I think. So I got out here Saturday, and we had a little Easter morning all together out here in Seattle. So, I mean, it's just such a cool opportunity. I went to his house Saturday. What day is it now? Monday? Yeah, so we had a little dinner, but just to be around him. We haven't been around each other just with college and sports, so it's a super special opportunity.
This is a question for all 3 of you, but mainly Serena. I was in the press conference after you played in Spokane, after your final collegiate game, kind of reflecting on that almost a month ago to now. Like, how much has changed in that time? How much is your kind of mindset? Have you been able to reflect a little bit on your college career, and then now switching to the WNBA? It's just, what has this time been like in this month?
Yeah, I mean, it's been exciting. Everything has happened really fast. These girls can say the same. Yeah, you're finishing college, and then the draft is happening, and then you're sent off to a city where, you don't know a lot of people. So everything is just being thrown at you fast, but like we've said, we have a lot of really, really good and knowledgeable vets on our team that have just been like, be a sponge, take in as much as you can, apply it, learn, just make the most of your opportunity. So it's been a whirlwind, but I'm just super grateful for all the experiences that I've had already. It's been a lot of fun.
I have a question for each one of you guys. For a rookie to make a roster, you have to have a special gift that you know that you can do, and that you have to bring something to a franchise and to a team. For each of you, what is it that you feel really confident about in your game that you think can translate and help you make the roster?
I say
know what yours is, Madison. I also want to follow with you how many shots you get up a day. I think that you've whacked about 30 in a row.
I'll just say my shooting ability. I think that's something that translates, and that's something that I'm trying to hone in on. I think that's something that's not really a physical or speed thing. My release has been quick, and I think that's something that can help a team. So yeah.
I would say just my versatility. I think I'm able to guard, 2 through 5 really. Did that a lot in college. But offensively, I think I create a lot of mismatches. Being able to shoot the 3 lets us space the floor really well, and kind of pulls posts out of the lane and gives, Sky and some of our other prolific guards just really good driving lanes.
Yeah, I would also say my versatility, just my size at the point guard position and ability to see the floor, and then also be able to play off the ball. So just, yeah, you want to be able to just take the things you're good at and be good at them at this level as well.
Welcome to Seattle. What are a few things that you all would like to do off of the court to just get to know the city a bit more as tourists?
I think I would like to hike. My parents are from Colorado, so I love hiking, love trails in the water. I think we all individually were around the city a little bit. I did the piers and around Pike's Place. That was really cool. I just love all the nature that there is. So I think exploring, Mount Rainier, Olympic, all those things. So hopefully I'll be here all summer to do so.
Yeah, I'm excited about all the food options. I'm a big foodie. Me and Jordan went to a sushi place the other day, just walked there. I think it's so fun, just different from being a small town person, and now you have so many options, so I'm excited about the food.
I'd say the outdoorsy part. I mean, Arizona and Texas, it's a little bit different than Seattle, so I feel like just exploring that a little bit more, being around some water and not just a desert and dry atmosphere.
All right, we've got some questions from Zoom. This one's from Madison. How special was it to be a part of the TCU run in the NCAA tournament, and what did you learn from that?
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny because here it's a very veteran group, and I think our TCU team was a very veteran group we're the oldest team probably to ever play college basketball, and I think that we'll ever play college basketball. Our average age was like 22, which was kind of insane. I was a senior, and I was like the youngest one on the team, and I was like, okay. But I think that run was just phenomenal. It was awesome to be a part of it. Haley did it. It's awesome to be around Haley. I mean, she was a pro from day one. I'm excited to see what she does here in the W. But I think our whole group just had a very pro style of play, and our coaches treated us like pros. So the transition isn't as difficult. We weren't treated like kids. So I think being a part of that team my last 2 years was super important for my development.
Serena and Madison, curious playing against each other in the Big 12, if there's any moments that kind of stand out, or what you particularly liked about the other players' game.
We're not gonna talk about that game, all right? You go first.
Yeah, so probably one of my favorite games of my career was but that was fun. Just because y'all were so good and so talented, and we were missing one of our best players, so to be able to beat them at home was cool, and then to go see them succeed, you can use that as a player. Oh, we beat them, so no. But even just playing with Madison, like these last few days and shooting with her, like she is so efficient at shooting, and her release is so quick. So like playing against her in college, you know that you have to find her at all times, and even our scout guys like know she's a shooter. Like you're on a shooter, like it's very known what she's good at, and it's been exciting to watch her transition into the pros.
Yeah, same for Serena. I mean, we had no answer for her. We were like in the timeout. I was like, is somebody gonna guard Serena? Like, is somebody gonna stop her? And it's just tough because she had a little back down, but she's also the point guard. So it's a very hard matchup to have. Like, okay, well, we're gonna have our point guard on her, but at the same time, then she's gonna go post us up, and that literally was unstoppable. So I think it's just awesome to hear our names called, and we're going to the same team. It's kind of cool to have played each other, and then be able to be in this little fight together, and yeah, super excited for her as well.
And this is for all three of you, just the idea, obviously you're doing what you have to do on a day-to-day basis for this team and give yourself the best opportunities with this team moving forward, but what is it like? It's also new, you're here in the W, you see that Storm logo on your practice gear. I mean, what is it like to be here and be a part of this team?
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, you dream about these moments since you're a little kid. And just to be in an organization that's so well put together. I mean, this facility alone is so cool to be at, and just learning from the people that are around us. And Coach Noel is so knowledgeable as well. It's just a dream come true at the end of the day. And I think we're all excited to keep growing and keep building the chemistry in the locker room and on the court.
Yeah, I think two words that have been thrown around so far is attitude and gratitude. There's so many girls that would love to be in our position, so just like coming in every day and understanding the opportunity that you have at the beginning of each day. Like, we have so much to learn. I feel like our brains more so than our bodies right now are working, so it's been really fun, but it's just something you take a lot of pride in and want to be grateful that you're in the position that you are.
Jordan, I have a question for you. I know it's pretty unique that you had a job lined up already and you did an internship in New York last summer for finance, and yet you chose to put that all on hold to pursue basketball professionally for as long as you can. What went into that thought process of just giving yourself the freedom to pursue what you love?
Yeah, I never really knew if the W would be an achievable goal, and I always said to myself, like, I don't want to play overseas. So, throughout my college career, I knew that it was going to be 4 years and I would be done. And then our season ended, and I was like, I don't really think I want to be done quite yet. So made the decision that I wanted to play overseas and just was going to pursue the W and see what happened there. But yeah, I had a job in supply chain lined up, was going to work for GE and be a corporate girl, and I called them at the Final Four because I went to the combine and I was like, hey, I'm going to pursue basketball, it's just been an even bigger whirlwind because I thought I was going to be starting a job in June somewhere on the East Coast, and now I'm in Seattle and trying to make a team. So it's just been a complete 180, but I'm super grateful for it and just blessed to be in this position here.
One last question for each of you guys. How do you feel that your college programs prepared you for this moment and to succeed as pros?
I kind of touched on it earlier. I think Mark Campbell and the TCU staff does a great job at treating us like pros. We literally do our shoot-arounds like pros, do practice like pros. And I think all of us had that goal, like a lot of people that go there. I mean, obviously me and Haley and Sedona had those goals to be in the W, and he knew that he wanted to take a team and have pros on his team. So I think that off rip, he treated us like pros, and we did everything on a day-to-day basis like that. So transitioning into this, it's very similar to what we did there, so I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah, I think Coach Rico just really made us think every single day. I feel like during practices she would like quiz us and see what our answers were. But I think she just gave us the freedom to really play, and I think it translates really well into the W. And a lot of the situations she would put us in, especially me as the only returning starter last year, just putting me in situations where I'm thinking about the best play to run or the best defensive coverage and how to adjust mid-game. I think that has really prepared me, as I've seen in training camp so far.
Yeah, I would say Kansas State kind of just taught me to stay the course. That was my only Power 5 offer, so I really wasn't sure if I was going to be able to play at that level, but just having that one opportunity is all I needed. And then each year, each day to day, you're growing, getting 1% better. So I think that's something that can definitely translate at this level is, we come in, you feel like a freshman again, and you're not getting the same amount of reps, but there's so much that you can learn. And as long as you're now, moving each day and learning from the day before, which coaches here and players here are talking about every day, the vets here are talking about how can we get better the next day. That's what makes a team and your personal development be successful.
Great. Thank you, ladies.
And we had a chance to talk about this a bit yesterday, but if you could sort of talk about more, maybe just the identity, for this team that you want to forge, and how does that maybe change a bit from last year because you have a new group, so like how will you tweak it with this particular group?
Yeah, part of training camp, especially this season, is learning the players that are on our team. We have a good mix of vets, and even the vets that we have in Lou and AC, they've previously played here, and so first and foremost, our culture is going to be big, the buy-in to that. We talk identity, if we talk in a basketball terms, we want to make sure we're locked in on both sides of the basketball. Defensive presence, have some pace and flow to us offensively, play up-tempo. All in all, still kind of learning this group, and so I don't want to present an identity that I have in my mind. Rather, I've been getting a feel for my group and seeing, how they play together, how they lead one another, how they communicate. And maybe ask me that question in a couple of days. I'll have a better summary for you. But for now, Storm basketball is A, having a standard of excellence at all times. B, obviously giving our all on the court, playing hard, and C, what we do in the community is going to be important for us as well. So model citizens and understanding that playing for the Storm is a blessing. It's a privilege, and a lot comes with that. But yeah, an identity. I'm still trying to wrap it around with the group that I have because I'm learning them as well.
Just let you adjust it.
Yes, I got all the stuff in my bag. Thank you.
With so many additions this offseason, obviously so many people are talking, so many of your players were talking about how this is just such a stacked roster. But which one of those additions just made you so excited to add to this team?
I mean, it started with re-signing Gabby and Nneka, first and foremost. To have them back alongside Skies and Ezzy was a huge signing for us. Super excited to have AC back. She's left Seattle and blossomed. She's won another championship, and she's had half of the championships here in Seattle. And then, Lou coming back to us as well, having having her in a season where she had a career highs in a lot of her numbers. Lexi and Lee having acquiring them is important as well. Lee is an Olympian. Lexi can shoot the hell out of the basketball. So I don't want to say one. I think all of them were very important, but it did start with re-signing Gabby and Nneka.
Coach, talking about the new players that are coming in with the players that were already here, seems like you have a good problem to have, which is a really strong front court. How do you plan on managing the Ezzy, Nneka, Dom, and Lee units, and how do you see them adding to each other in specific moments of the game?
Yeah, I think it's, that's just what training camp is for, getting a feel for that. But you're right, it is a great problem to have. If you think about what we did with our points in the paint last year, about 40, I think that's first or second in the league. You think about adding a young, dynamic forward and Dom to that mix. You think about what Lee can contribute as well. She doesn't only do what Power Fives do, but she stretches the floor at the 3, and then she has a good knack for the game. So it's going to be a work in progress. I don't have an answer today, day 2 in training camp, but there's a lot of versatility with our lineups that we can have, whether we're playing big fives or whether we're playing against small ball lineups. And so it's exciting to think about it. I just have to see it. In training camp, we're in day 2, so I haven't fully seen it. But what I've seen within the past couple of days is a lot of great leadership. They're leading each other, an ability to play in a variety of different ways, and sometimes just letting them rock out and play, and some really good things have been happening.
First, quickly, do you have any update on Dom's timetable?
No update yet.
Skylar sort of was not shying away from expectations, called this the most talented roster that she's been on, and she's obviously played on some very talented ones in the past. How do you want to approach expectations for the team coming into this season?
I honestly gave it to them in my preseason meeting with them. Usually as a coach, you set the goals that you want for the team. Obviously, the expectation and the standard is always the standard. How we conduct ourselves, being a pro, being great teammates to each other, respecting each other. But as far as the goals, I put it on the onus of my players this season. So that slide was blank, and I allowed them to look at each other, look at the group, spend a few days with each other on court, and determine what they think that they can accomplish this year. So they haven't gotten back to me. It was like a little an assignment, but they're really being intentional about what their expectations can be. Hey, girl.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Can you just talk about, at this point in your career, how you've evolved as a coach and how you've learned yourself and the style of play and how that now is a part of leading this team?
Yeah, I'm definitely not a finished product, but this, the season of life that I am, I'm 40 now, so I feel like I'm like this wise old lady. I feel confident, and I've gotten the reps and the experience. Every off season, I do my due diligence, and I continue to be a student of the game. I'm able to, retain my staff, and so having Pokey and Eb here is very important. But we've added Mitch and Elijah and Peter, some really good pieces to bolster our roster as a staff, and then just leaning on, my confidence, my knowledge, my preparation, and leaning on the people who are in my circle. I think that, Seattle is home. The ownership has done an amazing job in supporting me in my coaching journey. And, this year having had a number 2 pick was new. Like, my tenure here, we've had 9, 10, 11. So even going through the process of having a lottery pick and what that meant, that was a good experience in learning that. So I feel great. Sky talked about this team being very talented. I agree. And where I'm at in the season of life, I feel like I'm ready to roll as it relates to leading this group.
Seeing you'll be the last one after Jasmine.
Hey, Coach.
Hi.
Quick question. What do you do with the team off the field to build camaraderie? Like in the city, as tourists, what are some places you guys visit and go to?
They've actually really, this is a good group. They've already, I think they went to the movies the other day. They've had a couple of team dinners. One thing that we do is have accountability partners or accountability crews, and so some team bonding, some team leadership happens every day. I've been in Seattle so long, but you probably couldn't ask me where to go, what to eat, what to do. I'm always in the house, but again, we have a really good team. We'll say it again, a veteran team, but also they like each other. They're getting along, and they're really committed to this culture and keeping it intact. So I hope they're doing things that I'll be proud of off the court. I know they are. But they're from food to music to all of the things, the culture of the city. They're really locked into that.
Hey, so you've been doing this for a few years now. You know kind of the deal at training camp is. You talked about the identity. Is that something that kind of forms on its own naturally, or is it something that you as a coaching staff, you guys are kind of implementing every day, harkening on?
Yeah, I think we have daily basic principles. Mine are to be on time, be present, to be a great teammate, be respectful, simple. But within that, if you talk about the basketball realm, especially with this team, though we have vets, I haven't coached a lot of them. And so, yeah, a lot of camp is just evaluating the talent, evaluating different lineups, evaluating obviously individual players. But within that, I'm formulating something. In the off season, I can have a vision in my mind, and obviously that vision is, having a team that we have put together. But then sometimes on the court, naturally players do things that maybe you didn't think. And so it is, I'm in a state of learning who is on our roster and kind of formulating with our base principles, but formulating what's going to work best with this group.
Great. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you.